What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking it all the way back to the early 90s, North Las Vegas, at my granny's house. I was about 11, just a kid. Me, my girl Adrienne, her little brother Tony, and my boy Calvin. We were the crew, but this one's a tough one. It's about the day we laid my great-grandma to rest, and the day we all saw my cousin Wendell's true colors. It all started that morning. The whole house felt heavy, you know? Granny was just lost in her sadness. We tried everything to cheer her up. Adrienne, sassy as she always was, tried telling her jokes. Tony and Calvin offered her their favorite snacks. I even tried to show her my new drawing, but it was like she was behind a glass wall. Nothing we did could reach her. Her heart was broken, and it hurt us to see her like that. We just wanted our smiling, vibrant granny back. The air was thick with grief, and the silence in the house was louder than any noise. We were all just kids, trying to fix a grown-up sadness that was way too big for us to understand. Then, the doorbell rang. In walks cousin Wendell and his wife, Rosetta, all the way from California. Now, let me tell you about Wendell. He used to be cool, one of us. But a few years back, he hit it big with some lawsuit and suddenly, he thought he was better than everybody. He moved to Cali, got this fancy car, and started looking down his nose at the rest of the family. He walked in like he was the king of England, not like someone coming to a funeral to support his family. Rosetta was right there with him, dripping in gold jewelry and giving everyone this tight-lipped smile. He didn't bring comfort. He brought an attitude. The mood in the house, which was already low, somehow managed to sink even further. It was like a cold front just blew in from the west coast. We were all getting dressed for the service. I had on this little suit that was a bit too tight in the shoulders, and Adrienne was complaining about her itchy dress. We were just trying to get through it. That's when we overheard the grown-ups talking in the kitchen. It was quiet at first, then the voices got a little louder. It was Wendell. He was talking to his sister, Lawana, and what he was saying just made my blood run cold. See, great-grandma had left a little something for her kids, some inheritance. Not a lot, but it was something. But Wendell had other plans. Instead of just splitting it fair and square, he had the nerve to hand Lawana an invoice for their own mother's funeral. He was basically saying, "Hey sis, you owe me for burying mom, so your share of the inheritance is now my share." I couldn't believe it. Adrienne looked at me, her eyes wide, and even her usual sass was gone, replaced with pure shock. Tony and Calvin just stood there, frozen. This was our cousin, family. How could he be so low down? He was using his own mother's passing as a way to squeeze more money out of his own sister. He knew she didn't have a lot of money. It was just plain cruel. He tried to justify it, talking about expenses and logistics, but we all knew what it was. It was greed, pure and simple. The man who struck it rich couldn't even find it in his heart to be decent to his own family in their time of grief. He had really changed, and not for the better. The Wendell we knew was gone, replaced by this cold, calculating stranger. After the funeral, we all came back to Granny's house. The mood was somber, and people were just quietly talking, sharing memories of great-grandma. It was supposed to be a time for family to come together and heal, but Wendell had another agenda. He cornered Granny in the living room while she was sitting in her favorite armchair, looking so fragile. He pulled up a chair, got real close, and started a slick sales pitch. He was trying to convince her to sell great-grandma's house, his own mother's house. He was going on and on about market value and cashing out, saying it was a smart financial move. He didn't care about the memories in that house, the place where Granny grew up, the place where we all had Sunday dinners. To him, it was just another asset, another dollar sign. He saw her grief as an opportunity. It was disgusting. Granny just sat there, looking tired and confused. She loved that house, Selling it would be like losing her mother all over again. Just as Wendell was really laying on the pressure, my Uncle Barry walked in. Now, Uncle Barry is a big man, and he doesn't play games. He heard what Wendell was saying, and his face got dark. He walked right over, stood between Wendell and Granny, and looked down at him. He didn't shout. He spoke in this low, dangerous voice that was scarier than any yell. He said, "Wendell, you got about 5 minutes to get in that fancy car of yours and head back to California. And if you're not gone, I'll personally send you back." Piece by piece, Wendell's face went pale. All that big shot attitude just melted away. He stammered something, grabbed Rosetta, and they were out the door so fast you'd think the house was on fire. Uncle Barry saved the day. He stood up for Granny when she was at her most vulnerable. About an hour after Wendell scurried away, the house was finally starting to feel a little peaceful again. The cloud of greed had lifted. That's when the front door opened again. This time, it was Annie Chell, and she wasn't alone. In her arms, she was holding the cutest, fuzziest little puppy I had ever seen. It was a German Shepherd, with big floppy ears and clumsy paws. She walked right over to Granny, who was still sitting in her chair, and gently placed the puppy in her lap. The little guy immediately started licking her hands and nudging his head against her chest. For the first time all day, a real, genuine smile spread across Granny's face. It was like the sun finally breaking through the clouds. She hugged the puppy close and looked at him. "Well, hello there, little fella," she whispered. The puppy just wagged his whole body. We all gathered around, watching this beautiful moment. The heaviness in the room was completely gone, replaced by this little bundle of warm, furry love. Granny looked up at all of us, her eyes still a little sad, but with a new light in them. "I'm gonna name him Max," she said, her voice soft but sure. And in that moment, we all knew. We knew that even after the darkest days, there's always a new beginning. Max wasn't just a puppy, he was an emotional support puppy. A new friend, a new reason for Granny to smile. He was a reminder that love and loyalty are worth more than all the money in California. That day taught me a lot. It taught me about grief, about greed, and about the incredible power of family in a good dog. Thanks for listening to my story, you guys. It means a lot to share these memories with you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from back in the day. See you in the next one.